just wanna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. I'm gonna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. She just wanna realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. Everybody realize the future, realize the future, realize the future. Yeah, it's a dedication. We gon' have a real celebration. Look, moms, I knew if I would just stay patient, I would go and get it, I would make it, yeah. How's it going, people? It's Davon once again, bringing you another daily dose of insight and motivation. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the most powerful thought you can think, all right? Let's jump right into it. Thought. So you first have to come to the awareness, you first have to come to the realization, okay, realize the future, that you create your own reality, right? And one of the ways that you do that is through the mental faculty, okay, your thoughts, right? So, here's a big point right here. Thoughts become things, right? Every time you think a thought, what you're doing is you're sending out a frequency, you're sending out a vibration, you're sending out a source of energy that is interacting with everything around you, okay? I hope that makes sense to you, right? Your thoughts are powerful, extremely powerful. And in my video about affirmations, I talked about how your mind is like a garden, right? And every thought that you think is like planting a seed in the garden of your mind. Well, what does the farmer understand when he plants seeds in his gardens and in his fields? He knows that if he plants his crops, if he plants potatoes, that eventually through time, the potatoes are gonna grow. And he also knows that if he plants potatoes, he's not gonna end up with tomatoes, right? If he plants an apple tree, he's not gonna end up with oranges, right? So by you understanding that first, your garden is a mind, and that whatever kind of seed you plant in that garden, it's gonna grow. So if you're planting weeds, if you're planting poison, that's gonna grow as well too. You gotta plant things that you can eat. You gotta plant things that are gonna be beneficial to you, that are gonna help you become the best version of yourself. But just like the farmer knows that whatever seed he plants is going to be the seed that is going to be the fruit that is created, it's the same way for yourself as well too. So cultivate that in your own mind. As we begin to understand that we create our own reality, we start to become more aware of small things. Like, for example, have you ever thought of someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, or maybe a really good friend of yours, and you're like, oh man, I should talk to that person, I should reach out to that person. And then a few minutes later, they randomly send you a text message or they give you a call, and you say, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. That literally happened to me just yesterday, right? And we say, man, that's such a coincidence. Well, it's actually not a coincidence. You are actually creating that experience through the power of your thought, right? And so you manifested that into your experience. So what I want to point out to you is that actually that's a sign, right? And it's a sign that the universe, God, source, is hearing everything that you say, everything that you think. The universe is paying attention and listening to your thoughts, your words, and your vibration, your frequency, right? So now let's talk about the most powerful thought that you can think. The whole universe supports me. Say that to yourself right now. Pause this video and say that to yourself 5 times and see how you feel after it. The whole universe supports me. If you don't like that phrase, another variation is God supports me. God supports me. That fires me up, man. The entire universe supports me. Man, imagine what your life would be like if you went through it every day knowing that the entirety of the universe has your back and wants to see you succeed and wants to see you be the person that you want to be. It wants to see you do the things that you want to do. It wants to see you have everything that it is that you want to have. Do you feel the power in that? The excitement that can come with that way of just thinking? That's powerful right there. And so I couple this with my video about affirmation because that's important. And I put right here, to affirm is to state as a fact. So you're not saying this, because you wish it was a fact. No, this is already true, right? And if this is the first time that you are hearing something like this, then I'm glad I'm the person who told you. The whole universe supports you. God supports you. The entire universe supports you, right? Now, when I'm saying an affirmation, I'm saying it in the first person, and I'm saying it geared for myself. So that's why you see the word me here. So if I'm watching this video, I'm saying the whole universe supports me. And I'm getting excited about that because I know that the entirety of the universe, God wants to see me succeed. And He is orchestrating all these events, situations, people, places, circumstances, whatever it is, to come together for my good, for my own manifestations to come about, right? My own desires. Now, affirmation, repetition creates learning, okay? So, again, go back and watch my video on affirmations. You got to say this over and over and over and over again, right? Why? Because you want to cultivate the garden of your mind, right? Now, just because of our environment and our circumstances, we have grown up with people around us that had different ways of thinking. And we adopted those ways of thinking. We decided to take those upon ourselves and make those things our beliefs. And so now you're in a position, if you're watching this video, where you have the self-awareness to decide, do I want to continue to believe that? Or do I want to decide to believe this, right? And this is something very powerful that you can believe, because if you believe that the whole universe supports you, that God supports you, that the entire universe has your back and supports you, you know how you're going to walk through your day? You know how you're going to get up in the morning? You know how you're going to smile and how you're going to greet people? Power, right? So use the power of repetition to create a level of certainty in yourself, and ultimately to cultivate the garden of your mind. Just like the farmer cultivates his land, right? He waters it. He makes sure it has sunlight. He makes sure it's free from, the animals trying to eat his crops or whatever that may be. You gotta do those same things for your mind as well too. So, the most powerful thought you can think, right? This is where I want to challenge you guys to really start to cultivate the garden of your mind. This is a 21-21 challenge. 21 repetitions for 21 days. So I want you to choose this affirmation, a variation of it, or even an affirmation that you have created for yourself. And I want you to write it down 21 times for 21 days consecutively, right? And I guarantee, if you take the 21-day challenge and you write down this affirmation, the whole universe supports me, 21 times for 21 days, you won't have any idea what the next 30, 60, 90 days of your life is going to look like. You're going to experience yourself being more confident. You're going to experience yourself, growing into the fullness of the person that you were meant to be. Growing into the fullness of your purpose, of your mission, right? Because we're talking about something big here. We're talking about God. We're talking about the universe. And when you get to a point where you believe that it supports you and it wants to see you be, do, and have the things that you want, power, right? I'm going to be taking the challenge, and you guys can follow me on Instagram at RealizingTheFuture. That's at RealizingTheFuture, right? Future, where I'm going to be posting myself writing every single day, 21 times, a variation of this affirmation. And this one is my favorite. The whole universe supports me. So that's one that I'm going to be doing. And even if you find this video later on down the road, connect with me. Hit me up at Realizing the Future and tell me what this does to your mindset. Tell me what this does to your belief. Drop a comment below if you got some value from this, if you got some entertainment from this, you understand this concept, and you truly believe that the universe and God, everything is here for you. Things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Continue to realize where you are now, realize where you have been, and now realize the future. Let's get it. The whole universe supports me. Woo!